Fresh produce bargains are getting harder to find. Stall owner Rocco Tripodi has hiked the price of strawberries twice in just a few weeks.
They've gone up from about a $2.50 to $3 mark, and now they're about the $4.50 to $5 mark for a punnet.
What about cucumbers?
All of our cucumbers and all of our greens have gone up considerably, probably 30 to 40% in the last few weeks.
On beans alone, the price has soared to almost $16 a kilo.
What else is rising?
Well, we've just had an email from our suppliers advising that we're going to have a price increase from the 1st of April of anywhere from 50 to 100% on certain lines.
And why are they rising like that?
There's a number of reasons. There's a shortage of labour, all come out of lockdowns, the cost of fuel, many various reasons, the floods, for example.
In the deli, there are more concerns.
We've also had imported goods, like cheese, that have been hit by rising freight costs throughout the entire pandemic.
And then there's the pain at the pump.
Oil prices are one of the biggest pressures on inflation that we have right now, and that is because of the war in Ukraine, with Russia being one of the world's biggest oil producers.
The national average for unleaded hit $2.12 last week, while diesel is even higher.
The rising fuel prices are hitting our entire supply chain, including for this freight company which delivers food to the fast food restaurants and the major supermarkets.
The company's boss says he's got no choice but to raise his fuel surcharge to 35%.
John, do you expect that price will eventually come down to us at the checkout?
Absolutely. We have to pass that cost on to our customers, and the customers will pass it on to the stores, and eventually the consumer pays for it.
Big supermarkets and brands can no longer afford to absorb price shocks.
The Australian manufacturer SBC says that these baked beans are about to go from $1.70 to $2.20, and that's as it's battling those rising fuel costs and even a rise in the price of tin.
Shoppers here are worried.
I'm a pensioner and I have to be very careful. I have to watch what I'm buying. If I don't need it, I don't buy it.
Yes, we can't afford luxuries. You just buy the basics and get by with that.
Discretionary items are rising too. This Australian label just bumped up the price of its signature item for the first time in years.
The cost of production of raw materials and shipping have all increased. So we have held on for as long as we can, keeping the same price for 10 years, but we've needed to bring them up.
ANZ economist Birch says that prices will continue to rise.
We're expecting headline inflation to get close to 5% by mid-year. That would be the strongest since 2008, and the risk is that it gets even higher than that.
She says Australians on low to middle incomes will be hit the hardest.
So we know that wage growth isn't keeping up with inflation. So the risk is that if inflation is higher for longer, more and more households might rein in their discretionary spending.
Like on little luxuries like coffee, which is also rising.